Katt Williams has dropped the control verse of interviews. When Kendrick Lamar dropped the control verse, it impacted culture to the level. This is the last time when I think about it, like something coming out and impacting culture and getting people to respond back to back directly from the actual content. The last thing that comes to mind right away, especially so many people, is Kendrick Lamar when he dropped the control verse. This Katt Williams interview arguably is going to go down in history as, if not the most impactful interview of all time, definitely up there, top 3 up there, especially when it comes to numbers, right? When we're talking about just numbers, this is just for reference point. The highest interview, most watched interview on YouTube, regular, without streaming, live streaming or nothing, I believe is Elon Musk with Joe Rogan, like 38 million views, something like that, right? And that's in how many years? 5 years, 6 years now later since the first time he was on?
There's definitely an interview that was more than that.
Yeah, no, yeah. On the streamed one, when they did live stream on Joe Rogan's YouTube channel with Elon Musk has, I think it's the most watched interview. I think it has like 70-something million, 73 million.
The Birdman one alone on Breakfast Club has like
19 million.
Yeah.
But Katt Williams on Club Shay, Shannon Sharp's podcast, literally in a week is going to do right now 40 million views.
Holy shit.
In 7 days.
Oh my God.
That's just the podcast. I tweeted about the podcast, multiple clips. My tweets alone got me 50 million views on my Twitter account alone. X is Twitter. People call it X.
Vic
Elon
is rich now, by the way.
No. Hopefully, no. Hopefully one day, but no.
Nigga, you got so many verified accounts recording that shit.
I know, right? Remember I told you the tactic that they used?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was happy when Joe Rogan retweeted it. I was like, ooh.
He's buying me a car.
I'm like, let me see what's going to happen in 30 days. And they might be like a random disclaimer. Oh, didn't no, it was hopefully don't do no weird shit. But Katt Williams basically said a lot of things that a lot of people have said, but it came off louder than ever. The way when he said it, it was louder. Number one trending on Twitter for 3 days back to back. He did this interview to clarify why people think that he was blackballed and also to respond back to comedians that were actually on the same platform. Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer. They were on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay podcast prior. Now, if Katt Williams was going to get the interview, because they talked about Katt Williams, all of them, they all have relations to Katt Williams. Who was going to get the Katt Williams interview, if anyone? It was going to be Club Shay, Shannon Sharp, because that's the same platform that they were on. So it only made sense, right?
Yeah. So
time was of the essence. It was going to happen, right? Shannon Sharp said that they filmed this last year in December, and he was waiting to drop it because he had a feeling it was going to be special, but it did not. He said it exceeded his expectations. He's going crazy. He loves it. Even him talking about it. Shannon Sharp reacting to his interview and like clips of his interview, his reactions on his separate podcast, Nightcap, that he has with Gilbert Arenas and Ocho Cinco, are doing 1 million views each.
I've seen.
Like, I think he's talked about it 5 times. Is 1 million views each time. And on his Club Shay channel, clips from the podcast, one of them has 10 million views already. The clip of him talking to Katt Williams about the Cedric the Entertainer, the 35-minute rant in the beginning, separately, that has 10 million views by itself, right? Then there's another clip of him talking about Kevin Hart that has 2 million views by itself. Mm-hmm. And they're only rising. It's only rising. So on his YouTube channel alone, Shannon Sharp is probably going to make around $50,000 from ad revenue or more. Maybe $100,000 at the end of the month. Who knows? It might be $200,000. The ad revenue is insane. And if you watch it without premium, YouTube premium, there's like 10 commercials. There's a bunch of commercials, as there should be. Because, like, ran it up. If I'm him, I would have ran it up as well. The only way it could be knocked down is YouTube demonetizes it. And they really can't. He did swear a lot, but I doubt it.
He didn't say anything controversial
enough. I don't think so.
And there was no, like, content that they stole, so they should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. To me, it felt like a stand-up special. It felt like a stand-up special of...
Someone said that. They could have put that on a stage and sold it.
Bro, literally, you could have put this on a stand-up stage, and it would have gotten it felt like a stand-up special. The way he was organically just ranting and saying things and providing receipts and telling you what he felt, how he felt, without coming off too hurt. At sometimes you would be like, damn, is it personal? But yes, it is personal. But at the same time, he will remind you he's a comedian, and also it's competition. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to think I'm better than these guys, you know. And at the same time, they want to blackball me. I'm gonna say my piece. I'm gonna say how I feel. I don't fuck with them, right? And we're gonna go down the line. I have the notes right here. Key points, right? First of all, one of the main things he talked about, he called out black comics for wearing dresses because this is something that they do, according to him, to make it into Hollywood. And if they don't wear the dresses, they're not as successful. And also, some of them are not even funny, such Tyler Perry, Ricky Smiley. They have to wear a dress
Do you
to be
believe that?
funny. I believe that there's some truth to that, especially when it comes to Madea, Tyler Perry. I've seen Tyler Perry do stuff without the dress, and to be honest, it's pretty mediocre. It's not as good as the Madea. He does Madea so well that's why he keeps going back to it. Even though he said he retired Madea, he still has done renditions of a Madea. You know, whether it's a play, there's still Madea IP flowing around. It's so valuable. Why wouldn't he? Why would he quit it? Ricky Smiley, I only remember him from the dress moment during the Friday movie. I think it was Sunday or Friday After Next, one of them. Other than that, I don't really recall much Ricky Smiley. But also, I'm 25 years old. People got to realize that, to take it into perspective. Some of these comedians are so old that they're beyond our time. Like, they were doing fucking Comic View and like those specials before we were born. 1996, 1997, before we were even born.
A lot of people don't know that Kevin Hart was on that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like set.
At an early age.
At an early age. A lot of those comics were on that set. Like Philly comics that are like around now. Imagine that. That's like the early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, because we can break it down. We'll break it down. I have the clips here. I want to run through them of every single person that Katt Williams called out. First of all, he called out Kevin Hart. He said Kevin Hart's an industry plant. Right?
I believe that.
You believe that?
I believe that.
To what extent? Fully?
Hell yeah. I think Kevin Hart started his career trying to be a comic. And I think he has tailored and morphed his career to be something that can fit into white America.
Mm.
And I think because of that, the industry took him and like catapulted his career into being this quirky, I don't find him that funny in movies. This kind of quirky, edgy black dude that's digestible enough for white people.
Okay.
He already
So this is what he said right here, for those who didn't see it yet.
He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
He said it with such vitriol that it's like hard not to believe him, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that Kevin Hart is a industry plant.
I don't think he started as one.
I don't think he's an industry plant. I think with Kevin Hart, he got hit with the luck, like the timing, where like he did what he did right, and he was rising up and he was getting traction. And at the time, they needed another young black comedian that was marketable, right? Eddie Murphy's was getting older. There's always like someone next, right? Who's up next? And I think they tried it out with Kevin Hart, and at first it didn't work. Soul Plane dropped, but Soul Plane at first like tanked. It did horrible. It was like it became a classic years later, like a lot of movies that back then did.
Yeah.
Then following the Soul Plane era, we have incidents and moments like cameos and small roles in movies like 40-Year-Old Virgin, you know, which was successful. So stuff like that and getting in those rooms, I think he hustled and jived and did what he had to do. Like he really was networking his ass off to get in a position where like now he gets a lot of these roles and a lot of these job opportunities that I feel like, and I've always felt for a lot of years, that he says yes to them a lot. he doesn't. Recently he's been trying to say like he's been turning down more jobs and doing more integrity work. That's why you see more serious roles, like the last 2 movies he did on Netflix, where one of them he played like a father, which was great. Another one, no, the other one wasn't on Netflix, but the other one he played was well, he did 3. There was one where he played a father, and there was one where he played someone that basically based off his life story with like where he was getting scammed or something with money. It was really dope though, and like he had to kill like a crazy fan. It was something shit like that. But then there was another one that he did with Bryan Cranston, where Bryan Cranston played someone in a wheelchair, like a handicap, and he was like his friend and stuff, caretaker, or something of that
I know
nature.
exactly which is I watched that movie.
That was a great movie.
That was a great
I love
movie.
that movie. So Kevin Hart's been doing those roles, which I love. But then you turn on the Roku TV and you see Kevin Hart on the bottom left. Die Harder, random Kevin Hart shit. No one's watching that shit.
Nobody.
It's like, why are you like devaluing your brand? Like, but in his eyes, he probably thinks his brand is just like, if I'm everywhere, I have value, right? And to an extent, that's understandable, because that's like, you're becoming Walmart. He's like the Walmart of comedy. He's everywhere. It's hard. You everywhere you see him.
He's the Walmart of black comedy.
Yes, he's the Walmart of black comedy. But within that, everyone goes to Walmart at some point. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I get it.
So at some point, there's gonna be something you're gonna like of him.
Because here's my thing.
So is it really a knock? Might not.
Here's my thing about Kevin Hart. That's why I call him a plant.
Yeah.
I don't think they literally found him and said we're gonna make him into a star. I think Kevin Hart worked really hard.
Mm-hmm.
He built his reputation, and then he started getting into white rooms, and they liked him because he molded in that environment. And I think from there, the industry said, "This is our guy. He's Tiffany Harris." You know how they try to do Tiffany Harris. You know how they try to
Haddish.
They try to make her the female version of him.
Yeah.
A digestible black person that you can put in these white sitcom
The female,
movies.
yeah, female version.
Female version.
And he was the one that brought her in.
Yes. 'Cause look
Technically.
at it this way. Dave Chappelle was on a fringe channel with his own show. Comedy Central is not this major network.
Yeah.
It's a fringe channel that has a bunch of fringe shows like Tosh.0,
Yeah,
South Park.
Yeah.
It's a fringe, very like grimy comedy type of thing. You're not putting that nigga on ABC
Yeah.
because the brand of comedy would not go well with that audience.
Yeah.
That is my point. I put this thing in the same category that I put Chance.
Chance the Rapper, yeah.
Yeah. These guys who were digestible enough for white people.
Yeah.
And the industry saw that and said, I'm going to take you and I'm going to make you into a star.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you these roles. I'm going to give you these opportunities. And I think you're right. Kevin just took all of them and devalued the fuck out of his brand. Because I don't give a fuck if he's in a movie. If he's in a movie, I might think it might be worse.
He's losing his it factor. His
He's
it
been
factor.
lost that
Yeah,
for me.
he's lost it. He's lost his. I could say that. Yeah, I'll say that he lost his it factor that he once had. But he's still a legend in his own right, and he's Kevin Hart. But comment down below. What do you guys think? Is he an industry plant, like Cat Williams said? Moving on, there's plenty of other comics. Now we have Cedric the Entertainer. We have Cat Williams calling out Cedric the Entertainer, the legendary comic. He said that Cedric the Entertainer is not funny, that he steals jokes and he provides proof of the said jokes that he stole, and that his specials are not available. They suck so much that they're not on Netflix or Tubi. Also, he said that he lied about seeing Cat Williams. He said that he saw Cat Williams in person and he saw him 30 times and he never said nothing. Right? So we have the clip first to play of Cat Williams. This is probably the funniest part of the whole podcast interview.
Told you when you asked him, did you steal Cat Williams' joke? Yeah. He said it don't line up. How it don't line up? He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. Wow. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade.
Right,
why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do, as I stand before you, Shannon.
Yo, he got up so fast because he's so short.
I would have bust Cedric's stomach.
Yo, you 5'3"
There was nothing
like
that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
It's a situation.
Nah.
Bro, he was spitting. He was spitting. Listen.
That's crazy.
And then here's the evidence of Cedric the Entertainer actually stealing his joke. This is the Katt Williams joke. So it's Comic View, I believe, in 1996, 97. And then we have the Cedric the Entertainer one.
We drive a space shuttle. We grew up driving long cars. We drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter. Nigga, we get us a cigarette. Nigga, we be in a space shuttle, nigga, like it's a 72.
The same style of the joke.
No, he literally stole his joke.
You know, literally, but then switching up the content of it.
You know when you ask to copy someone's homework and you try to like change some words up?
Yeah.
That's what that nigga just did.
That's what he did. That's literally what he did there.
He literally just changed some words.
That's literally what he did there. So that was crazy to see.
He said it don't line up.
But man, even
Cedric
just my thing is like even with this visually, right? So you see this in 19, whenever it was, Comic View. The gestures with the hands.
That's what really takes it off.
You see him riding the car, music playing in the background, sitting in the chair.
Yep.
Then we see Cedric doing the same exact thing. Literally the same exact. So it's like, at minimum, acknowledge it when interviewed about it. I watched the interview with Cedric last year when it came out, and it went 2 years ago now at this point, with Shannon Sharp. He lied. He didn't. He said that people steal jokes, but he never stole the joke. This and that, blah blah blah. Brother, you stole this joke. It's okay. Just maybe use it in a different sense. Be like, oh, I was inspired. Yes, I was inspired. I didn't mean to take it, but I was inspired off of this joke. Because now what happens is, does this discredit Cedric the Entertainer's legacy? There's a famous award that they give it out, I think, every year for comedians, and it's called the Cedric the Entertainer Award. Katt Williams received it one year. He said that it doesn't mean nothing. You know, for many comedians, this is like one of the highest achievements you can get.
Yeah.
Now going forward, does it mean anything? Does this award mean anything? Does Cedric the Entertainer, like, his legacy gonna be tainted now? Are they gonna stop giving this award out? Like, this is real deal. Like, if I'm a part of these guys' team, the crisis managers are going crazy because there's more clips. I'm not gonna look them up right now, but you can look up Cedric the Entertainer. There's more clips of him stealing other people's jokes. Like, this is a common thing, and this has ended a lot of people's careers. Carlos Mencia, Joe Rogan ended Carlos Mencia's career because Carlos Mencia was actually stealing people's jokes and for performing them like nothing happened, with a lot of evidence, and this ended his career. A lot of people get exposed for this.
How high do you rank this concept of stealing a joke?
This is pretty high because, like, visually is like direct. If it was just like the wordplay or like what you're saying, everyone has a joke about their dad.
The motion is part of the wordplay. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like that is the
joke. Yeah,
that is the joke itself. It's no different than
because it's physical comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's physical comedy.
So that's why, like, because that's the thing. Like, there's some comics who depend on voice changing, physical movements to get their joke across. That's the same thing.
And look at Cedric's response too.
Because here's my thing: what if you found out someone wrote that for him? Would you have the same reaction?
For who? For Cedric?
Let's say he wrote something.
No, probably not. I'll be like, okay, then they stole it. But that's what he's not trying to admit. Because Katt says
separate. Let's not say that was never Katt Williams' joke.
Oh, so
Let's
if
say he
Katt
had a
Williams wrote it.
ghostwriter.
So if Katt Williams didn't write it, you're saying?
Yeah. Let's say he had a ghostwriter. Would you still have the same mentality? Because I look at
No,
it this,
probably not.
okay.
Probably not. Because the thing is, I think that's what credits Katt Williams, where like he keeps saying like no one writes their jokes. Like I write my own jokes. Like people help me. He said that Mark Curry, a famous comedian that does a lot of physical style of comedy, stories like that vibe, helped him build that joke up to what it was. So he always gives him credit, you know. But he said that Mark Curry never got credit from Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey took a lot of Mark Curry stuff. Mark Curry's show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Steve Harvey turned it to the Steve Harvey Show. The same type of style, the suits, being a principal, the sitcom that literally started both their careers. He never gave him credit. Literally, Mark Curry, I guess, was on set helping Steve start his show. But Steve Harvey never gave him the credit. So
Steve Harvey's also in the same category as Kevin Hart, by the way.
yeah, as far as like the mainstream, Walmart
niche,
comedy.
Black comedy, yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about Steve Harvey soon. But look at Cedric the Entertainer's comments, his response, official response to Katt Williams. He was on the red carpet last night at the Golden Globes and said something else. But this is basically we'll play that too actually. But let's read this: revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke. Katt Williams claims that he's been in over 40 movies. My specials brand speaks volumes for I am the people I have put on, including Cat in the Hat at the Gibson Amphitheater. So he's saying that he put Katt Williams on because he brought him out as Cat in the Hat. That's before Katt Williams was Katt Williams. He was known as Cat in the Hat, but he had to change his name because Disney sued him at the time. And I guess Disney had rights to Dr. Seuss at the time.
That's
like
insane.
Partial rights, which is insane. That's some what the fuck, Disney's a monopoly. Like how the fuck
has always been a monopoly.
My God, like this is
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
And then he says, all that talk though is corny as fuck. I'm a grown ass man, and none of that shit gonna go how you think you do. And I got you, and I got this over here. Now there's another moment. Let's play it actually. Golden Globes of Cedric last night. It was either Golden Globes or the Emmys. The Golden Globes.
Excited.
Right here. Here we have him talking.
I saw that you did respond to Katt Williams. I hate that, Sadie. I hate that y'all, like, that there's any sort of issue.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's interesting. It's an interesting time now. People get on these blogs and they just, start just spewing off stuff that's not even factual.
Right.
But, I let the fodder just go out there until I'm ready to respond to
Your
it.
work speaks for itself.
I am who I am. I stand on that, right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Stand on business.
Hey,
Ain't that what the
come on
kids
now.
say?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got all the new sayings.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Stand on business. I love it. Good
All
to
right.
see you, my man.
Thank you. Excited.
He's looking crazy though, still to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother.
You know what's funny though? None of this surprises me. Cause I remember when niggas was when the comics were coming together to destroy what's his name? Dave Chappelle.
Oh yes.
You remember that when they went on the Breakfast Club? It was like
Yes.
two of them. I forgot who the two were. They went on there and they're like, Dave Chappelle doesn't. All his jokes are his. He has ghostwriters. He's not as great as you think he is.
Yes.
He like doesn't support people. Like this is like ongoing beef between comics.
Comics. This is deep rooted. Another deep rooted moment was here when he's coming at Steve Harvey. Listen to
Did you
Katt
call him
Williams.
Mr. Potato Head?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask him, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. And then he gets this high
That's
top
amazing.
fade.
Yo, he
That's
roasted the
amazing.
fuck out of Steve Harvey, bro. He went on and on.
Oh my god.
And it's crazy to see because Steve Harvey is so like respected in the industry that you never see nobody talk about him this way.
Ever.
So that's why it's like a very like culture shifting moment. This interview because a lot of stuff that people don't do is
He did it.
happening,
Yeah, but he's saying
and he
the
knows
things that
them
we're
on a personal
thinking.
level. So he knows more than us
Yeah.
because Steve Harvey has gone on record and did literally a joke when he was like, "Give me $4 million and I'll dance like a monkey," some shit like that. You give me $4 million, I'll dance like a monkey.
No, he tap dances on Jeopardy for these people.
Yes. No,
not
Family
Family
Feud.
Feud. There
Family
we go,
Feud.
yeah.
And then also, Monique. He did an interview with Monique years ago when Monique wanted to get paid more like Taraji.
I remember that.
And then he told Monique, no, but listen, I'm not going to come out. I didn't want to come out and say nothing to defend you because I have a family. I want to
remember
defend
that.
my
Yeah,
stuff, blah,
she was
blah.
pissed. She was
And she
pissed
was
as
like,
hell.
Steve, but where's the integrity? You choosing your family, the money over integrity? You have no integrity. You have no more integrity in this industry?
Yeah.
And he basically confirmed it without him saying directly, going back to that joke. He'll tap dance for be a monkey for $400 million. And it's like, at least I guess, he says where he stands in. But it doesn't negate what Katt Williams is saying. It's only confirming what Katt Williams is saying.
Yeah.
So he can't come back and then negate what Katt Williams said. He can only confirm and double down and be like, well, yeah, I have a different career path. I want to do this. I'm doing this, and it's working for me, and it is what it is. I want to be, mainstream in white people's homes all over America, all over the world. He has, I think, Family Feud in Africa.
That's cool.
He has his what's it called? Sanctioned?
Yeah.
I think it's sanctioned. When
And
the
he's
show
rich
gets
as shit.
sanctioned, yeah, he's rich as fuck. So it works, but
For what? For what?
is anyone? Yeah, where's the Steve Harvey stand up? Where's the Steve Harvey stand up special? We aren't getting that. Where's the Steve Harvey classic comedy movie? We're not getting that.
I fucked up. I should have sent you this video because I sent it to Eric.
Yeah.
Something similar
Of
happened
actors?
in acting. Yeah. Denzel Washington.
Mm.
They wanted him to do a role where he had to. He called it. He literally said this in the interview. It was with Viola Davis. This is back in the day. The nigga that wouldn't die. That's what he called it because it was written by a
Damn.
bunch. Yo, no, legit, because it was written by a bunch of Jewish writers, and white Jewish writers, and they literally had this nigga who was supposed to be executed for a crime. He didn't die from the execution, so they tried to hang him. He didn't live the hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, he lived the hanging, and they were like,
Survived.
Oh, yeah, he survived the hanging. They were like, oh, it's funny because he survived being hung. He's like, oh, it's funny, right? Like, it'd be funny like if I put a movie where a bunch of fucking white people were in a fucking bathroom and then the gas started going off
My God.
because they were Jewish and he knew that. And the role was $600,000 in 1989. So that's
Probably like 3 million or
3
something.
million, 4 million. This is his first film, I think he said. And he asked his agent what he should do, and the agent said, I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'll tell you this: whatever role you pick, your first few roles defines your career. So he's like, I'm not doing this shit. I have to have some integrity.
Yeah, because you can always be known as that person,
And
as that character.
He ended up getting a different role, one of his famous movies that he won an Oscar for, or he got nominated. I can't remember what it was called. I bring this up because as I'm hearing all this sounds so much like the argument that there's a lot of actors in Hollywood that are black. And it's people of color. They take certain stereotypical roles. J-Lo when she was the maid. The slave role. And how there was an argument that Will Smith kept taking black, like, stereotypical roles. Who else was having that narrative pushed about them? I'm trying to think.
There's always like a token black guy.
Yeah.
Token black guy, token black
Spanish
woman.
person.
Yeah.
Like, they played a certain role in every movie.
Because they just fit the diversity, so they don't gotta like do too many of them. They already have, But when it comes to white actors, there's a brand new white actor every year popping up, brand new ones.
Because the issue is, and this is something none of them are talking about. Not even Katt Williams got to this point. When you do that, you're setting the glass ceiling now. So that means everyone in your field cannot go beyond that. That means a Dave Chappelle show can't be on ABC.
Yeah.
That type of comedy can't be in those white spaces because you've already told white people we're going to tolerate being a Steve Harvey, being a Kevin Hart. And it's the same concept with Will and when all these other niggas was doing those roles. You're creating a ceiling where it says we can't go beyond these roles.
Yeah.
Because if we take anything beyond, then we're not taking anything beyond these roles. We're only settling for this.
Yeah. No, that's true. Denzel's had a crazy career.
Yeah, and it's because he doesn't settle. And
Yeah.
even Will at one point stopped settling and he got pissed. And that's when the concussion thing happened.
Yeah.
Where he didn't get nominated. Nobody got nominated. No people of color got nominated for an Emmy that year. And him and Jada boycotted the awards, the Academy Awards, because they're like, yo, not the Academy Awards, whatever it's called. They were like, yo, how the fuck no one got nominated and he didn't even get nominated for concussion, but if he was a slave, you would have nominated him.
Yeah. But then he turned down the slave movie Django. He was supposed to be Django, Tarantino, but he turned it down, so they gave it to Jamie Foxx. He didn't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. But then fast forward, he slapped Chris Rock, career in crisis, and then he played a slave on Apple TV.
I remember that movie.
Apple TV movie.
That movie flopped out the ass.
Yeah, that movie was bad, bro. He was like I watched it. He was like it was decent. I won't say bad. It wasn't terrible, but it was like what it was a bit like I couldn't digest it properly. The
Yeah.
scene of with him fighting an alligator in the lake as a slave, and like I get it that probably happened back then if you think about it, but it just looked like too much. Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
And I'm gonna be real with you. This nigga, Katt Williams, made a great point. These niggas are getting shitty ass sitcom shows, selling their souls for it.
Back to
Kevin-
back.
Kevin Hart had one that was dirt.
Yeah, that was bad.
All the good ones. That Steve Harvey had one. That shit was dirt. It was a quick one. I forgot what it was called. It was back in like
Steve Harvey show, I think.
Yeah, Steve Harvey show. Yep, that shit was dirt. The best ones were the ones we never heard about, or like you had to really grow up in that culture to know about it.
Yeah.
Everybody Hates Chris,
Mm.
the Bernie Mac show, the Dave Chappelle show.
Mm-hmm.
All these other niggas that sold their soul was
George Lopez show. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Bel-Air.
Martin.
Those were the lucky ones too.
Wayne Brothers.
Wayne Brothers was another fringe ass fucking show, funny as hell.
Yeah. Wayne Brothers classic.
I would love to hear what the third brother thinks about what he said. The woke one that nobody ever talks about.
Oh, Sean?
The oldest one.
Oh, Damon.
The smart ass one.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what he has to say
Sean
about
be
this.
woke, though, too. Sean be like in
Yeah.
Africa. I think he lives in Africa. But this
That's
is Ricky
right.
Smiley, what Katt Williams said about Ricky Smiley.
He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was.
Sir, no one, why no, he was with KD? He beat up Terry Crews? Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and what?
So
Ricky Smiley knows this, and I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie, but I can tell you this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
I don't know why liars lie. I think he did go too far with the sun line.
That was crazy.
That's why Ricky Smiley was pictured on camera of crying over the weekend. I think he was on live, and then he randomly started crying because he literally, I saw the radio show that he did it the morning after the interview, talking about that he is not even in his home state or whatever. He had to leave because his son's death is so traumatic that he's getting PTSD. This month is a year that he passed away, and he doesn't want to be anywhere where he died. Like, he wants to just escape from his death. Anything that reminds him of his death this whole month.
Do you believe in that ritual shit?
I think that there could be a sense of like sacrifice, but I don't think necessarily it would be to that extent. Where like I think they might tell you to like sacrifice jobs or sacrifice maybe a relationship, but to actually kill someone, I don't think it goes that deep. Especially your child, I don't think, because not what price? Who would do that? You have to be like
a sociopath.
Yeah, and Ricky Smiley is not that successful enough to like. It's
Oh,
not like
life
he's a
is worth
billionaire.
that,
Like
yeah.
it's not like Elon Musk. Okay, he killed his son and he to become a billionaire. All right, but Ricky Smiley, nah.
Because there's an
Hell
argument, like, perfect example. They say Joey Badass sacrificed capital Steve's.
Oh, they say that about Joey Badass?
Yeah, they say with Megan and her mom and thing, like there's a running narrative
About conspiracy about sacrificing deaths.
Yeah, or like even like he said, like doing other type of rituals to make it.
Yeah,
I don't feed into it because if it was rooted in something,
Yeah.
I'll look into it. Like if it was like an actual religion that practiced these rituals, and I'm saying this because I know in the comments they're gonna bring this up.
yeah,
But United's not talking about this. I'm gonna talk about this. If you could give me a religion or like some form of spiritual practice, because religion isn't always God. Religion is also Satanism.
yeah.
Like there's other forms of religion and spiritual practice. If you can give me a spiritual practice or a form of religion where sacrificing a human being is part of the ritual, I'll believe you.
Maybe in Scientology, that would be the only one that comes to mind.
That
Or like deep darks of Freemason. You never know, but
I'd have to see it.
I think it's just life. People live and die, and also people get motivated by death. So if someone tragically passes in your life, some people go the other route. They go into a deep hole. Some people get motivated. Shit, let me go harder. Like I gotta do this for them. I'm doing this for you, Mom. I'm doing this for you, Tia, whoever. I'm doing this for you, Dad. People get motivated by that. So then success might follow that.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it is. People, and everyone has death in their family. At some point, we can't all live. That's impossible.
I also think like niggas need to understand something. They said this when the David Rubin thing happened, the all-white party.
Oh, Michael Rubin party.
Michael Rubin, yeah. When Michael Rubin had the all-white party, niggas like, bro, you think Kyle Kuzma's in the Illuminati?
Because he had the blue hair.
No, because it's Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like
It didn't add up. Yeah.
we gotta be honest. Like, y'all be throwing a lot of people into these secret societies, and I'm like, that nigga? That nigga of all niggas?
And what
Like,
Michael Rubin does, you know what Michael Rubin does?
Yeah, he's the owner of FanDuel or some shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Well, no, Fanatics.
Fanatics, yeah.
He created basically e-commerce for sports.
Gambling, yeah.
No, not for gambling, for their sports. Like sports selling.
Oh, for real?
Like the reason that the NBA is able to sell jerseys online is because of him. He started with the NBA. They were the first, I think, sport to kind of like do that online to that level across the world. Anyone could buy it. And then I think he helped every other sport basically.
Okay.
So he basically, that's why his money's never gonna stop. Like he's always gonna be rich off of that. I think Fanatics is like the main head of that. But he created, I think, like that whole IP, whatever you want to call it, the patent.
Yeah, he probably patented the whole
supposed to
like
play
e-commerce
Katt
system.
Yeah.
Steve's character. Yes.
But here we have
Katt
Ricky
Williams
Smiley's
was supposed to
interview.
play my character. And somebody said, no, we want you to play Mike, the thief. Santa Claus. Right? And then, yeah, because Katt Williams is going to be the Santa Claus. Right. And then,
So Ricky Smiley lied, according to him.
Yep.
What is your relationship with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer?
Oh no, this is extra. I don't think I gotta play this. This is when earthquake, and then what else happened
Taking
here?
46 comedians with
Phase
him.
on Love. I'm not gonna get Phase on Love attention. Phase on Love is not that important. The Bernie Mac. We spoke about Bernie Mac. So with Bernie Mac, he defended Bernie Mac and said that Steve Harvey has a lot of lies as well. He had lied about his hair. He's basically kind of like another industry plant when it comes to Family Feud. That his career, he copied Mark Curry. Like I said, he just lies. He's a liar. Ricky Smiley lies as well, according to him. Then he went on and started going at other people. He said that Diddy invited him to a party, and he told Diddy no. And he has receipts, according to him, to Diddy invite him to a party.
I fully believe that.
And he said, you have to tell Diddy no. I believe that.
No, yeah.
A lot of that stuff might be a joke during this interview, but that one right there, I do believe.
I think he wanted to stay away from fully explaining that one, though.
Yeah, he didn't dive deep into that one at all.
Hell no, he wasn't. Hell no.
We have him joking about Ludacris. He said that Ludacris signed a $200 million deal with the Illuminati to sell his soul and to be successful and to be in all these Fast and Furious movies, but it came with a light-skinned face, ugly face wife that no one knows.
Is his wife actually light-skinned and ugly?
His wife, in my opinion, is beautiful. She's light-skinned. But
I gotta see what she looks like.
yeah, if you look up at all these people's wives, a lot of them all happen to be very either light-skinned or white wives. But it could also be a coincidence. Who knows? It could be just a masterful joke where, like, coincidentally, they all are light-skinned. Ludacris responded. So after Katt Williams called Ludacris's wife ugly and said he's a part of Illuminati, and the only reason he said this because he compared himself to Ludacris, because people always said that Ludacris looks like Katt Williams. So this was his joke. That was a pure joke during the interview with Shannon Sharp. But he did take a dig with the wife part. Everything was a joke, but then when you came at the wife at the end of the joke, it kind of seemed unnecessary.
Nah, her jaw kind of crazy.
And then here we have Ludacris coming out of rap retirement to drop a freestyle out of nowhere, responding to Katt Williams. That's another reason why this interview is so legendary, because it made everyone respond, but none of the responses were
as good
as what he said.
Yeah.
They only made themselves look worse.
Yeah.
Here we have Ludacris with the freestyle responding back.
Braids on,
Look at this freestyle right here.
Whatever's heavy on my heart is always on my mind. Like Snoop's cannabis shredder, I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade cause niggas could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet, let me take my time. Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning. Bring me rappers, I'm lynching them. See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns. Ludicrous, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati. And I only left with bitches
Terrible
when
bar.
coming from any party. Now,
And I only left with bitches when I'm coming from any party. What do you think that's a shot at right there? And he said, I'm never Illuminati, any party. I think he's talking about Diddy, the Diddy parties. I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Basically saying I don't go to the Illuminati parties, I don't go to the Diddy party, any party. Like I could get bitches at any party.
You think he's subbing Diddy?
I think he's subbing Diddy. I think that's a Diddy sub right there. I think people didn't catch on to that. But I've played this freestyle enough where I caught that. I'm like, oh.
Who was he signed under?
I think he might be independent. I think Ludacris is independent now.
No. At first.
At first,
it might have
he
been
had his
Diddy.
label, Ludaversal, but it was under someone. I think JD, maybe? Jermaine Dupri? Is he Jermaine Dupri? No. Was he So Def? I don't know.
Because he was in New York. Because if you watch
It's a
the Kanye-
throwback. That's
you
such a
watch-
throwback.
You watch the Kanye doc. When Kanye was recording those songs, Luda was in New York with him.
Hey, Siri, who was Ludacris signed to?
I think it was Def Jam. Or it was
Yeah,
Diddy.
Def Jam, because the video game.
Disturbing the Peace Records, DTP, is an American record label founded by Christopher Ludacris.
Yeah, it was under Def Jam
Yeah.
South Def Jam, because of the
That's
Def
right.
Jam
Now
rap
I'm-
video game.
married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature. Basically saying Katt was on drugs. Check your temperature, comedians. That he earned his roles. It was he didn't sign to the Illuminati, no nothing.
I think that was just petty bars from him. They have
Yeah.
issues that we don't know about.
I don't think that Ludacris is an Illuminati.
No.
I don't think so at all.
I don't think the Illuminati exists.
I don't think really Illuminati exists. I think people just use it as like a cover up for like, oh, I think there's something that happens where like rich people do like spiritual like meetings and
Weirdo
like
shit.
weirdo shit, but it's like basically just the Jeffrey Epstein type of shit. But that's not necessarily the Illuminati. Illuminati does not exist. I don't think there's like something where you can sign something and like, oh, this is gonna get you instant access to doors. I think there's just moments where people technically sell their soul. I think that's a possible thing, to sell your soul.
I think
Metaphorically,
selling your integrity.
exactly. Metaphorically, people sell their soul. I think that does happen. Selling your integrity. But other than that, I don't think it's that deep. As Katt and other people are trying to make it. But I think Katt is just doing it for entertainment, to be honest, and it's coming
that
out
was a-
pretty
that was
funny.
an entertainment moment.
Yeah.
Because them bars were fucking terrible.
Yeah. It was
And-
quick. That was quick. No, I'll give him some props. It was quick.
He needs to stop rapping and go make another fast movie. Get your ass in that car, nigga.
He also said that Chris Tucker is no longer the same Chris Tucker. He came at Chris Tucker. Listen to this. When he came at Chris Tucker, remember Chris Tucker Smokey from Friday. He said Chris Tucker's no longer Smokey.
In a way that can't really be quantified, if I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker. Not
Because Chris Tucker is on the Epstein Island list. He has photos with Jeffrey Epstein.
Smokey.
Oh, Lord.
Yo, Shannon Sharp's in there like, I got a gem.
Yeah, he's like, these motherfuckers ain't never come on this podcast again.
He's like, I'm about to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like super ultra
Happening.
millionaire.
Cat Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither.
Alluding to some more shit. Because Katt Williams always came at Michael Jackson. Alluding to Michael Jackson sleeping with men, touching kids, little boy. Remember the boy booty
This nigga,
hole
they gotta-
joke?
They can't even kill this nigga. It blew up so hard, they can't even kill him.
Yo, Katt Williams, man.
That's crazy. He did not just say Chris Tucker was fucking kids with Michael Jackson.
Christmas. You ever had a man call you Christmas? You know, and then he also said that the famous producer, Harvey Weinstein, who started the Me Too movement, I believe he's in jail right now. Harvey Weinstein asked to suck Katt Williams' dick in front of his production or agency team, in front of Katt Williams' people, his friends, and he has proof of this, he said. And let's play the clip right here where he said this. This was the first clip that went viral from the interview, because this was something that caught the internet go crazy right away, because like, what the fuck?
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the strip. I get there, there's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he
had 7 TV shows, even though he didn't have 7 TV shows when he quit the stand-up. He was still spinning facts, bro. This whole interview, he spent a lot of facts. Like, it was like, wow.
So let me ask you a question. Because the biggest takeaway I have of this shit is like, people are like, oh, I don't know if I can believe this. A lot of it, like, random information. It sounds so outlandish. It feels true.
Yo, I'm
like,
telling you.
It feels like I'm hearing what's really going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't normalized. Because here's the thing. No bullshit, in real life, if it's you and me and our friends, not our friends, but like if it's a normal friend group, I could believe niggas is doing weird shit like that. You can believe niggas do weird shit. But when you're like a mega star, like, nah, there's no way.
Yeah. It's impossible.
That's Steve Harvey. That nigga ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
Nigga.
No, it's true.
That nigga might have been sucking some dick. Diddy was nobody believed Diddy was doing freak offs at first.
Yeah.
When that shit with Cassie came out, niggas was skeptical.
Yeah.
And then what happened? We start pulling out info. We're like, yo.
Yeah.
That nigga was fucking niggas.
Yeah.
So this is my point, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's so much for us right now, but there's a real chance this shit might be real.
No, yeah, and when it comes to the gay part, though, I've had conversations with people in the industry throughout the years and our time on YouTube that have told me, like, oh no, yeah, there's people that are gay. Like, they know that there's like a rumor for years that there's like one of the most famous rappers of all time from the current generation that is behind the scenes gay or has done gay stuff.
Drake.
And people have always alluded to it being Drake. I don't think it's really Drake, though.
It might be Drake.
I don't think it's really Drake. And I guess what? If it is Drake, it's only going to make him bigger. If Drake comes out as like, oh, I'm gay. Yeah, I've been gay. So what?
At a crazy joke.
Comes out with a boyfriend. Oh, he going to blow him up. But I don't think it's really going to happen.
He gonna literally blow him up.
He going to blow him off. And some last notes on it. I think that Shannon Sharp did a good job moderating. He let him talk. People were like, oh, he should have asked him. He did what he had to do. Shannon, like, Katt Williams came to talk with an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
When someone comes with an agenda to your platform, you let them do it. Mm-hmm. You let them free will say what they want to say. Now, if it becomes too destructive, like a Kanye West, where it's like racist and like
people don't have the balls to stop him.
Yeah, that's where it's like you gotta not pull a Nori.
I was just about yo, you took it out of my brain.
And then post it and delete it. It's like, brother, don't even post it to begin with. Why are you posting it and deleting it?
Vic, you took it out of my brain. This is my question to you. What do you do about people like Nori then? Because I get what Katt is saying. People who sold their integrity, they did the white thing. What about the people who sell their integrity and platform the most problematic sides of our culture?
I think it depends. With Nori specifically, I think he needs to get better at his job. I've said it for years. Nori loves cutting people off. Nori just likes like getting drunk with the people. And I get his drink chance, but you have to have a sense of integrity with the platform and actually do some real deal journalism and actually do your job.
Some prior research on
prior research, like learn to cut people off when they need to be cut off. ask them proper, like, re-answering the questions. Like, Nori, to me, is one of the best interview givers. Like, as far as, like, if someone were to interview him, I remember watching Nori on Breakfast Club, Hot 97. Some of my favorite interviews always was Nori, DJ Khaled, and Fat Joe. Amazing storytellers. So once Nori started his podcast, I'm like, oh, this is genius. But when he started interviewing people, it's like, yeah, he kind of sucks at it. He's just Nori. He's awesome, dope person, legend. And only he can get certain people on.
Yeah.
For that amount of time.
Because this is my beef. And this is why Katt pissed me off, because he didn't talk about this fully. He's bitching about, specifically, black comics tap dancing for white people.
Yeah.
And we see that in the entire culture.
Yeah.
We see it in music. We see it in interviewing, journalism.
Yeah.
My frustration is, Katt, when we're not tap dancing for white people,
Yeah.
we're platforming ourselves. We're giving voices to people who are the most horrible human beings you can meet.
Yeah.
And they now become the representation of our culture. Perfect example, too. Mariconazo. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry highlights the worst of black culture when he's not tap dancing for white people and putting on a dress. So there's two sides to it. He only highlighted one. And I wish he had talked about the other side. Because the way that Tyler Perry as a comic sits there and just perpetuates that shit is the nastiest thing in the world.
He dives a bit more. I would recommend you watching the full podcast because he does dive a bit more.
Because I didn't see any clips of that. That was the part.
Towards the end, he does dive a bit more into that type of stuff. So I recommend you doing that. But I do think that it wasn't still enough. I do think he does need to do more interviews, more content. I think if Katt Williams does a podcast, his own podcast, it'll be the #1 podcast in the world. Him just every week dropping episodes talking about the culture.
It'll be like Cam.
It'll be insane.
It'll be like Cam and Mace. How they make jokes.
Yeah.
And they come at people.
Because that's how it is. Because like comedians, man, especially black comedians, if Patrice O'Neal was alive today and was doing podcasts,
that'd be insane.
He would be the biggest podcaster in history. He would be bigger than Joe Rogan, Joe Budden, everyone.
Imagine Patrice and Bernie Mac on the show.
Oh my God, Bernie Mac. Oh my God, bro. That's like, because Patrice had a radio show that was legendary, and he would go on Howard Stern. He has on YouTube. You can still find a bunch of radio clips of Patrice O'Neal talking, roasting people, etc. That's really funny. Imagine him with a podcast alive today. That shit would be it's too good to be true. That's why it's not happening. God blesses us, but he didn't bless us with that. So, but Katt Williams, I think that he definitely needs to do more conversations. Maybe go on Joe Rogan. Maybe come on here. I think he needs him to happen. But at the same time, the fact that it doesn't happen as often made this one so perfect. Because it's like, where's Katt Williams been? Oh, perfect. He's on Shannon. Oh, it's 3 hours long. Oh, he's responding back to the people that were on Shannon. Oh, my God. Oh, he's saying things we never heard. Oh, my God. He's not lying. He doesn't. I saw Katt Williams live. Katt Williams does not promote his shows. He doesn't make Instagram posts, TikTok reels. He doesn't go radio runs. He doesn't do none of that shit. He's Katt Williams. He's so big, it just sells out. He's a different breed. When he came to Connecticut, I found out through like random posts online. Not by him, by the arena, Mohegan Sun, whatever it was. The casino, I think it's called Mohegan Sun. Or is it, what's the other one? I think it's Mohegan Sun. But it was like, yo, okay, let's go check him out. Sold out. Everyone there going crazy. His jokes were just like he said on an interview with Shannon. He started it off talking about Connecticut and driving in the woods. Like, yo, it's tough out here. There's no lights. Like he was like making it personal to the people in the crowd where they felt like, oh shit. And he does that every city he goes, he says. He actually partakes and drives around and goes to the quote unquote hood, blah, blah. But that's why he also said in the interview, that's why he's also been in jail so many times, because he gets caught up sometimes in these places.
That was funny. They were proving on Twitter that's one of the reasons why Kevin took a role from him or somebody else, because he couldn't go overseas to do the role because he was arrested. My question to you is, with how reputable he sounds, with the fact that people are proving his statements correct, you think they kill him? I asked for a reason. I want to see what your answer is
I would say if there's a list of people that might be allegedly killed either by the government or their higher-ups, quote unquote,
or just their peers,
the top two people right now would probably be Kanye West and Katt Williams. And Kanye West might be number 2 now. Katt Williams might have jumped to number 1 after this interview. Because I think he's a legend, but to get these numbers is because of that fact. Whereas like people are like, oh shit, I gotta see this because this is like something that shouldn't be out type
And
shit.
they're proving it.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why I ask. You notice how everyone keeps saying he's on drugs?
Yeah. That's all they can say.
But no. Of course. That's real convenient. Tomorrow he wakes up and he had overdose.
So they yeah.
We always knew he was on drugs.
We always knew he was on drugs, overdose.
Bro,
Yes,
it's real
yes.
convenient. That's the line they keep using. Like,
Yes.
it's weird. It bothers me how Ludacris said it.
Yeah.
Cedric said it. They all keep saying this little line. Oh, well, you know.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Kevin Hart said it in the Breakfast Club years ago.
Well, I'm
Because
telling
you were on the drugs. You had, all the jobs were landing on the table. You know, they passing to me because you were on the drugs, Kevin, Katt. Say the truth. You know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he said he's never done a hard drug in his life, even though some people are now saying that he has in the past, etc. But maybe he's just saying, like, I never done it to that extent where it, like, hindered my career. Like, you know, I don't know. I think it could be a bit of both.
Because you can use it as an insult, yeah, but it's very convenient that everyone keeps saying it. If he passes away from an overdose, I call a spade.
No one called it here.
I call
God
it
forbid.
God forbid. God forbid.
God forbid. But he did say, Shannon Sharp said that he had a lot of questions, like 30 questions left that he didn't get to ask. He just laughed and stayed monotone the whole time. I liked it. I think it was the perfect way to do it. He was drinking his own cognac, alcohol, and promoting it.
Yeah.
Genius. And Katt was like complimenting it. It was genius. You know, and this is why I also think that. Oh, he also was refilling Katt more and more alcohol, kind of like, oh, let's keep drinking, like, you know, just keep talking shit. You're gonna keep making me richer, and let's keep getting more content. You know,
There's no way.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of came off that way, but I liked it. It was funny, and then I think this is why more celebrities need to do more major black platform interviews. It's needed. If Katt Williams were to go on Good Morning America, do a 10-minute interview, it would not have as much impact as him going on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay independent black-owned podcast. He literally bought it back from Fox. Independent. He left Fox and he took his podcast with him. I didn't even know Fox had any rights to it. That's why it was so high quality. Yeah, that's why it was so high quality. And it's still high quality to this day. But now it's independent. And his new podcast is independent as well, the Nightcap one.
I know that one, yeah.
So, like, he's making a lot of moves. Katt Williams going on there did the impact they needed to do. That's why I do think that where, like, Elliot Wilson and people say, like, oh, journalism, blah, 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 hip-hop journalism.
Oh, yeah, that it's dead and all
that it's dead, blah, blah. Or at least
niggas.
Nori's like, oh, why don't they come here? Why don't the people go and do black media? And I do get that, because, like, Zane Lowe, I love you, bro, but damn.
He's terrible.
Everyone keeps getting, Zane Lowe keeps getting everyone, like, fuck, like, let's spread the love. Come on, man.
Nah, it's because BBC.
But it's contracts.
He's on BBC or Apple now?
No, Apple. Apple Music.
It's
Apple.
Apple's then gonna put you on every fucking playlist,
Streaming platform,
and they're gonna put you on the fucking front cover of their algorithm. Fuck out of here.
Soon enough, we're probably gonna see that from Spotify. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Where like we have an actual Spotify music podcast hosted by someone.
Because Spotify's terrible.
If they want to give me the bag, make it happen.
You're gonna be in.
I'm not gonna be sucking no dick though.
Yeah, that's my point. You can't do that shit, bro.
I can't get.
You be in that shit, and them niggas would be like, "Yo, you
gotta suck some dick though.
Yeah.
Or get your dick sucked.
Get on your knees."
I'll be like, "Fuck." It's that shit Katt talked about.
Nigga, I'll be at your house like, you have a son.
Let's get a lawyer. Let's get 5 lawyers. Let's fucking fix this shit.
Oh my
God. Katt has been saying this stuff for years. A lot of the stuff on his interview, but the timing of the release was excellent. Top of the year, no other news was really out. It was perfect. I think it was a perfect time. And like I said earlier, it came off louder than everyone else. So there we have it. You know, interview of the year.
Hell yeah, already.
And the year just started. Interview maybe of the fucking decade. Interview maybe of life. Time will tell. I've watched this interview maybe 6-7 times fully, and I'm already quoting lines from the interview as if this shit was a movie.
What do you think about his Michael Blackson bar?
The Michael Blackson take, I think, is true. Michael Blackson pushes the African accent too much, more than necessary. He's African. and he's portraying like a heightened stereotype of his own people. Because I've seen him talk in interviews regular, and it's not how he does it in his way. You motherfucker, when he adds more heavy accent. And at first, it made sense because growing up, we loved him. Like kids would like watch Michael Blackson on YouTube, like his skits and like his stand-up comedy and like his movies that he would do, like the cheap indie movies, like funny as fuck. But then now, if it's just that's your only stick, you gotta like fuck, bro. Like,
and I think that's what Katt's point is. When you do that, the degrading shit, it's a ceiling you set.
Yeah.
And for everyone who comes
Cap
after
off.
you, has to live by the ceiling now.
Yeah.
Because now when you see an African comedian, you're like, well, you're supposed to make fun of your accent.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make fun of the fact that you're so dark I can see your teeth when I turn off the lights.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Like shit like that. Like it's degrading for everyone involved.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's like certain like it's like sports when there's like a lot of one-dimensional players, right? Like there's players that, hey, you can argue that with maybe even Draymond Green when it comes to like defense. You know, even though he's pretty, I don't think he's an all-around player.
No,
but
I don't think so.
He can get into his offense when he wants. But there's a lot of people who are just one-dimensional. Michael Blackson, one-dimensional comic.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, one-dimensional comic. You know, Steve Harvey, one-dimensional comedian. And that's what Katt Williams is basically saying because he's not that. He's way above them all.
Yeah.
He's a better... Katt Williams is a better actor than all these comedians he said. He's funnier than all these comedians he said. He's more talented than all these comedians he said. He has better specials than all these comedians he said. So, that's why I think it also hit. He's saying this shit, but he could back it up. Who would you rather see live? Michael Blackson or Katt Williams? Katt Williams.
No, of course.
So, like, I think he knows that. He's earned his right, so that's why he can talk his shit. But if Michael Blackson's okay with him playing that role, like, this is my shtick, then Katt has to accept that too.
And I think, but this is also why I think Katt is pissed. Because Katt sees it as this. Because y'all decided to compromise on your integrity, I now have a smaller bag.
Okay.
Because you're right. He's absolutely saying, I'm better than you niggas.
Yeah.
But that's also part of the problem. Why am I better than you and I'm not making as much as you?
Yeah.
Because I didn't compromise on my integrity. You set that ceiling.
I see that.
And now I have to face the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
It's the same way with the one-dimensional players. Go back to your sports analogy. A lot of times, certain players don't take certain contracts because they'll ruin the market. Because if I'm a point guard and I let's say I average 30 points a year.
Yes.
And I take a contract that's worth 25 mil, which is grossly underpaid. That's egregious payment. 25 mil a year is insane. But let's say I do that. That is now the ceiling.
Yes.
So niggas who are shooting 25 points a game, they're not making 25 mil. They're making less than that. Even though they should have made what I was making and I should have made more.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's getting at. You stupid ass niggas decided to sell your souls and be loser ass niggas.
Yeah.
Sucking mad dick on your knees. And now I have to take the pay cut.
Yeah.
Even because I decided to not suck dick too.
Yeah.
But I'm better than all of you. I feel him. I'd be mad too. That's like Ohtani not getting $700 million, even though he's the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Because he didn't suck the Dodgers GM's dick. And everyone else did.
Yeah.
I would walk into the locker room pretty mad too. I'd be like, nigga, it smell like dick up here. Everyone got money but me. Nah, I'm mad. Not only does it smell like dick, I'm also not as rich. That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
I can see that.
That would frustrate me. I'll do drugs too. I would have been a drug addict. I'll be heated every day. I kept my integrity. I'm less rich, and I got mad dick breath in my face.
Yeah, no.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's what I can see that. I can see where it definitely is like a sense of like he's heated, even though it's like one can say, oh, but this person had a different path, etc.
No.
Yeah, but he still has his justification in his heatedness, whereas like, fuck, like you niggas are selling fast food, and I'm you know what I'm saying, and my shit's crack, but your fast food keeps selling, you know what I'm saying?
Because you
But
suck mad dick to get it on these platforms.
that's true.
That's like, it's not, in his brain, I could truly see why he's frustrated. Like, it's not fair.
He's reached his peak. Like he's
and
like,
it wasn't his fault.
yeah,
It's not that he got bad.
not at all.
It's that he refused to participate in their like game,
Yeah,
in their path. It's like Andre 3000. His career peaked the moment he left music. The moment he went to that party and he saw whatever he saw that he claims he saw, he said, I'm not going to participate in this. And he knew he was never going to be able to make music after that.
Yeah, started doing some movies. He had some movies in.
And that's fair. I think Katt had that same situation. I think that's what he's vocalizing here. The moment you compromise on your integrity in these rooms with these CEOs and these people and these companies, you are setting a ceiling for everyone else, and we all have to follow it.
Yeah.
And that's not fair, because what if I wanted to go the right route?
Yeah.
You so hungry for bread, you fucking folded. And it's funny, there's a term for that in worker rights. And when there's a picket, when like unions are protesting,
Picket line.
yeah, they call it crossing the line.
Mm.
So obviously the comics don't have an agreement. They're not in a union, so they're not picketing.
Yeah.
But it's very much the same sentiment of, you violated our trust. You went over to the other side and you accepted what they were giving you, and you compromised on your integrity. Now we all have to deal with it. Now we're all getting undermined because of your decision.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Joe Budden said this. He said this is the reason why there can never be a union in rap. Because niggas are
so greedy.
Exactly. Niggas are gonna come in and compromise the whole thing.
I think Jay-Z said something like that once too.
I think he did too. Which is an honest realization. Because you can get the biggest artists on the planet to get in a fucking rap union, but when these bum-ass little rappers start taking shitty deals and compromising their integrity for a buck because they want to make it out the hood, it's dead. The labels won.
Yep.
They gon' love me for my ambition.